Once again, welcome guys to the Shout Out podcast. We're here with a very, very special guest, my good friend, an incredibly talented drummer, Mr. Ben Sharpley.
Hello.
How you
Welcome,
doing,
mate.
man? How you doing?
How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on. I know it's been so long. Like we talked about this for ages. It's
I
good to
know.
finally lock you down.
It was good. It was good. I had to get set up. I had to get my mic.
Yeah.
I lent it to a mate. So
Well, your audio is crystal clear.
that's good. Perfect. I'm glad.
That's great, man. So you're in a band, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
You've had a bit of drama with your band, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we had a bit of an issue with another band with the same name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awful. We tried to go forward with trademarking the name of Hot Wife, and
Great band name.
they weren't very happy with it. They were sending us
Oh.
messages. They sent a letter to our lead guitarist or like our singers house and was like, "You need to change your name."
Are they a big
Really?
band?
No,
Tiny.
no. I'd love to trash talk them, but I'll try not to.
No, you can trash talk.
They
them.
are
We
never
might-
coming
maybe
on.
we
They are
even-
never coming on. Fuck them.
They're on next week, Ben.
Oh,
So,
the other Hot Wife.
so you can't be called Hot Wife anymore.
No,
It's such a
Well,
shame. It was such a cool band name.
it was a good name. It was a
It
good
was a
name.
good name. It was a
We've,
strong name, and all the artwork you guys had as well.
I know.
Merch as well, no?
Oh, we had so much. We had guitar picks. We had stickers. Everything. We had everything
That's been
ready
so
for it,
hard.
and it went down the drain. So there'll be no more of that.
Shout out to Ethan for creating the logo and everything.
Yeah, big up Ethan. But
Big
it's
up
it's all right.
Ethan.
We're changing it. We got some ideas with our new
Yeah.
band names. So it'll be great.
So the one band name that has to be mentioned if you're not going to be called Hot Wife,
Yes.
are you going to be called Not Wife?
I I
Because
really
that
wanted
was
Not
just
Wife.
so funny.
I really wanted Not Wife. I thought it was fantastic, but Jake was having none of it.
No,
He wasn't a big
creative
fan. So
differences.
yeah, I mean it's absolutely fair.
So you want something a bit more serious?
It's a stupid name.
Yeah.
So move on.
You move. We move on. We move on. I'm sure the real hot wife out there bear no hard feelings. Do you?
Oh, they
Well-
they might
I
have some
say
hard feelings.
a letter's pretty hard feelings. If they're not a massive band, that's a lot of
That's-
effort.
Yeah,
is crazy,
It's to find out Tom's address as well and like send it to his
Yeah.
house.
Oh, I didn't even think. I glossed right over the fact that they found out where he lived.
They found out where he lived, sent it to his house, and went,
Oh my god!
"You need to change your name." So we'll see.
What's the new band called though? I've been
Uh,
told.
So we have now changed it to Intern,
That's a good
I like
name.
that.
That's
which
a
is
solid
like
name.
that.
which is
It's a
all right.
solid name.
We've got with the little merch of stuff that we're looking at. It's going to be like
Cool.
the name tags that says "Hello, my name is."
Ah,
Intern in the
I
little
like that.
bit.
that's great, man. You guys are so on it with the merch. You came out with that pretty much like straight away. As soon as you had the band, you were like, we
Well-
want to get the stuff everywhere.
We literally only came up with a name last week at band practice.
Yeah.
And was like, let's just do this. Let's
Yeah.
set it in stone because we've got a little gig coming up, so we needed
Ooh.
it.
Shout it out.
Let's jump
So-
straight in. Let's jump straight into the gigs. What's happening? What's happening?
So we've got a gig on the 15th of
Cool.
this month.
Yeah.
At the Horn, as always,
Oh, nice.
classic. So be a nice little gig.
Sick.
Is that a Friday night as well?
Saturday night.
Saturday night at the
Nice.
Horn. That's
Yeah.
sick, man. That's gonna be a great one.
Yeah, we're supporting. What are they called? They're really good actually. So we're literally just supporting the band. We're main support, so
Mm, good.
should be quite good. So we're at a
Perfect spot.
decent time slot. But yeah,
Nice.
it's obviously it's George's little recommendation.
Yeah,
He's like boosted us
great.
a little bit, which has been fantastic.
that's great.
Um,
We love musicians helping
Yeah.
other musicians, man. I mean, that's
Oh.
why we started this,
Yeah.
basically.
oh yeah, they're called Cody, so Kodi. Check them out. They're good.
Ben,
Yes.
need to get serious for a minute. That was your very first ever shout out on
Yeah.
the Shout Out podcast. How do you
Oh
feel?
wow. I feel honoured.
Yeah,
Next time,
exhilarated.
next time I'll shout out. I feel like I already shouted out Hot Wife though, but not.
Oh, that doesn't count.
No, that's the opposite of a shout out.
Congratulations on your first
Yeah.
ever shout out.
Thanks.
It's
I
all
appreciate
downhill
it.
from here.
Oh, cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll leave now then.
5 minutes ago would have been better.
Um,
But yeah, the horn, that's great, man. That's great that you're playing that. Have you got, is that like, because you had a kind of a bit of a hiatus from gigs, are you kind of getting back into getting the ball rolling again now?
yeah. So
Now the whole name drama's over.
obviously, like Jake was away for a bit. I took a bit
Yeah.
of a break. I had my own sort of stuff going on. So
Mm.
now we've just been practicing. We've got some new songs in the works, which are
Nice.
a little bit sort of heavier than
Oh,
what we
yeah?
were doing. Oh mate,
Cool.
this new track that we should be playing on the 15th is
Mm.
it's so much fun to play.
Yeah.
How does songwriting go in the band? Is it all of you? Is it like a group thing, or is it one person who kind of leads songwriting?
Yeah, so it's mainly Tom. Tom comes
Mm.
in with his chord progression and his little idea. He teaches Anna how to do the bass line, get that sort of down. I then come in and go, what can I do? And then just start
Mm.
playing around.
But I don't think we actually mentioned people watching, but you're a drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a drummer. You got your kind of multi-musician, multi-instrumentalist, but your drumming's your main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I could play a bit of everything, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just quite fun.
How does it feel like? I mean, they've spoken about this a bit with Dan, but like as the drummer, kind of contributing to the songwriting process, because drum, like everyone's got the chords and then you kind of build off the chords, but drumming you can kind of have you can take a song quite a lot of different directions just based on what beat you play, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the same as like you're the lead guitarist, so you have to come up with your own little melodic
Yeah.
line. It's the same
Mm.
sort of thing. It's just finding out where you fit in and where
Yeah.
to not fit in to then elevate what the rest of the song is playing. That's basically the thesis on it. Just slotting in
Learning
where you
not
can.
where not to play is quite big.
Yeah.
That's a big lesson that you have to learn when you're in a band.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, I think that's with everyone though. Everyone in a band, they always got to play
Yeah.
as much as they can. It's those little frames of silence that
Mm.
are real key. It's like any sort of pauses in songs, I think, are just fantastic.
And your band does that really well. And I saw you guys play in Hemel. I thought that was one thing I did think is your phrasing and the way you kind of pull back and let other people jump forward and backwards in like what you're paying attention to just works so well. It's great to hear, man. It's great to hear you're gigging again as well. Really excited for that.
No, I'm excited. It'll be a good one.
Do you enjoy gigs? Like, do you get buzzing on gig day?
Do you know what? It's the same with everyone. I feel like everyone gets this little nervous sort of thing to begin with, and then when you're up there, you're like, "Why was I so nervous?"
Yeah.
Like halfway through the first song, you're like, what is wrong with me?"
Yeah. So walk me through the band. You briefly mentioned them, but you got Tom as your frontman guitarist. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Tom as our front man. We got Jake Seeley as our lead guitarist, and then we've got
great.
He is good. He is very good.
I'm biased because I'm a lead guitarist as well, but he is fucking cool, man.
He is good. You are good as well. To be fair, you need to. I've put you.
Thank you, Ben. Stop it.
Very, very good.
No, it's still about me.
No, it's
yeah.
He's fantastic. Anna is fantastic as well. Female bassist, you can't go wrong. Absolutely phenomenal. And then you've got just me.
And then it's you holding the fort in the back.
Yeah, it goes in order, pecking order.
Is it? Great. But that's not the only band that you've drummed for, though, is it? Because there was a brief point when you wore the honorary space helmet.
Yeah, the honorary space helmet.
Yeah. We'll never stop giving Dan a hard time for missing our first two gigs. as no rest of the space Ben, but thank God I was mates with Ben, the most talented drummer in this crew. Let's face it. And
start throwing arms now.
I'm
actually really glad that we've got Ben on, because now I feel like I can get all of the hate towards Dan for missing those two.
He's been waiting for
fully out of my system, and then we can move on.
But the thing is, it was originally you guys anyway, so it was more of like, I was the alien coming down, infiltrating the spacemen. So.
What a fucking way! That's brilliant.
That's so cool. You like beam down from Mars with like 4 drumsticks, one in each hand. That's sick. That was so much fun, man. How did you find because you just kind of jumped in to that? That wasn't like with Hot Wife, where you all formed, you said you want to start a band and then you start writing songs together. That was like, you got 2 months. Here's like five songs, and we need two more. It's like go go go. Then how did you find that experience?
To be fair, it was absolutely fine. Like absolutely fine. I played with like other different bands, and you
Yeah.
you literally play with them, and to get a nice feel of it is quite difficult. But I actually felt so comfortable. Like it's
It
because
was
you guys
wild.
already had what you wanted to do,
Mm.
and I was just doing the slotting in and just being
Mm.
there. So you already had the songs and the structures,
Yeah.
and you had a whiteboard, which is absolutely life changing.
That's more of a prop. We don't even use that anymore. Like
Do you not?
No, the
that
whiteboard.
whiteboard is collecting dust.
I like the whiteboard. I like the whiteboard still. We upgraded, man. We've got a whiteboard that's like as big as my wall back there.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
And like we used it like twice.
It's a damning whiteboard that everyone runs away from.
That's yeah. Now the whiteboard is just whoever we emailed.
Yeah.
No, mate, the whiteboard was fantastic. To learn songs as well
Yeah.
was fantastic.
It was
I that helps.
It
That
was
helps
really. It
my
was the
process
fifth
in
band
that.
member.
It was the fifth
The
band member.
whiteboard. Shout out to the whiteboard that we used.
We'll get the whiteboard on, maybe.
We'll get.
That'll be a good episode. I'm sure the whiteboard's got a lot to say.
Make an etch a sketch and just.
Yeah. That whiteboard sees some weird things.
So for people.
You've lost it.
So for people listening, obviously they've not got to hear your music because you don't have any singles out. So like if they did go and see, I forgot that it's not Hot Wife anymore. It's Intern. If they went and saw Intern live at the Horn on the 15th, what are they there to expect? What are they going to expect?
Expect nothing and get the world.
Under promise, over deliver. That's
the aim. That's what you have to do in it.
Yeah. But what's your set? Go on, talk about like, I know it's such a cliche, but people are going to want to know because they've never heard your music before. What are your influences? What kind of sound are you going for when you guys write?
Right. So I'm doing this band is so different because it is. I'm not a heavy sort of grungy sort of guy.
Yeah.
I started off playing more sort of jazz, sort of R&B, sort of chill, nice, slow sort of vibes. This is a whole different ballpark, and it's really testing.
Yeah.
My brain of trying to figure out little drum fills and get them right and know where to place them, especially when sometimes we're playing like a million miles an hour. I'm like, where do I go now? Where do I go now?
Wow.
I'd probably say, realistically, we're sort of teeter on the edge of stuff like Deftones.
Nice.
Yeah, Deftones, Fontaines DC, that sort of slight newish sort of grunge stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of hitting in with a few songs where there's it gets a little bit heavier, but it's still it's not like metal. It's nice and chill. But
you said new grunge, and I was thinking that myself when you mentioned Deftones, because I've heard your band play, obviously, and it is a very kind of modern sound still, despite like being a heavy kind of grunge bass line of your music. Like that's what like it's built on. But how do you guys like keep your music like create that kind of modern vibe to it? You said mentioned Fontaines DC as like a kind of inspiration for how you can feed into making music feel like it's not just something that's already been done and it's more modern.
Yeah, I think that's just because we're all different people.
Yeah,
I think just because we all have our own different styles, that's what blends into. I think that's with any band.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're all going to have your own influences, and to go into a song and go, what do I want to do that's going to leave my mark on this song? Yeah. That's what people do. And I feel like Tom's got his own sort of style with having these little like grungy sort of chords and his rhythm of playing. And then Jake has this different idea of coming up with these nice little solos and nice little melodic bits. And then Anna comes in straight with a bass line that's a little bit more following what the guitarist is doing, but those tiny little things. It's like how Alex does with you guys.
Yeah.
Like he takes the raw bassist part of it and comes up with these little flicks and these little like hidden gems.
In the details.
Hidden little details that if you literally listen to a track and just focus on the bass, you go, how the fuck did they do that?
It just pops out.
Yeah,
it's like a slightly different sound, and you can just hear the different influences, kind of making it just so much more interesting.
Yeah, it's like Alex on Mash is
Mm.
his
Oh,
bass line on that is phenomenal.
Is it?
Like how did he in his brain? That's like him putting his soul out on a
Yeah,
bass line,
and like
and
it's wild because like you, similar to how you're writing music with Intern, like that's nothing like the kind of music that he listens to
no.
that inspires him, that he draws influence from necessarily, but like he read the assignment
and he
and
aced
he just
it.
thought like,
He's
it's called Mash, I'm gonna throw an insane bass line under it. And
Which is perfect. It's like there's these little like obviously I played with you guys. I do these little like flicks and stuff like that, and that's what I'm now putting into this more
yeah,
sort of grungier tone, and I'm
that's
trying to
great.
figure out how it fits in with the rest of the song that it doesn't sound like I'm trying to play like funk or jazz.
Yeah. There's always time for funk and jazz, man. You can
I think that's the best grounding for a drummer. I used to be in like funk and jazz bands at
mm,
school, and I think it's easier for one of them drummers to play heavier music than it is for a heavier drummer to kind of play more intricate, like offbeat stuff, or even like you mentioned, with like different fills. I think it's easier for us to transition into heavier music.
it's the control. It's
Yeah,
that you've learned
mm,
how to do the control of going around the kit without pretty much like just losing where you are. I
yeah,
100% on that.
that's great,
yeah.
man. So like, what are the goals for this year? You know, you've got your first gig of the year coming up soon, but there's 9 more months left of 2025.
It's a bit rough that.
Yeah.
I
Oof.
don't know at this point. I think it's just seeing how this gig goes. It was our first one since December,
Mm,
so we've had a bit of a break. We're
yeah,
trying to get back into it. I think the more gigs you do, the more fluid it
Mm.
becomes
definitely.
of doing it. So I think because we haven't done it for a while, the momentum has slowed down a little bit. The writing process, not so much. It's still
Mm,
carried on. There's still always background stuff. Tom's always constantly coming up with new ideas.
good.
But I think it's we'll do this gig,
Mm.
remember how it feels to do a gig, and then just go with
Oh,
it.
I totally feel that. Well, we had basically a 3 month break from gigging over Christmas,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
felt weird.
and
Why was that, Dan? Is it
Over
because
uh,
Christmas.
someone went traveling for
for that. Oh yeah, that was the other 3 month break I took when I went to travel around Southeast Asia.
This was just because we're lazy.
This Christmas was, well, you say that, like you can get a bit like burnt out with the whole pressure of booking gigs and turning up for all of them, and then like taking a break was sick because when we went back for our first gig after the 3 months we took over Christmas, it felt like
it's
not even like
refreshing.
it wasn't even like it was our first gig. It felt like something new now.
We changed
Yeah.
completely, I think, having that
Yeah,
break. I think it's
yeah.
important.
Taking a
Yeah.
break can be really useful.
Especially during the winter as well. It's like
Yeah, totally, man.
no one wants to be gigging in the winter. Who wants to be carrying around a drum kit in like -2
Exactly.
weather? Like no chance. No chance.
Oh no, man. We did a gig in January. That was our first gig back. It was a sick gig, but I carried my guitar, pedals, and amp from all the way into Brick Lane, and I had to lug it for about 20 minutes of walk. And I
Yeah.
didn't even need the amp.
No chance.
Nice
Absolutely
sounds of it.
no chance of that.
Gutted. But yeah, now's a good time to be getting back into it. I think people are eager to get back.
Any
And
recording on
Yeah.
the horizon at all?
mm,
Still in talks. Still
yeah.
in talks.
Mm,
I think they're doing a little. I'm not about tomorrow, but they're doing a little meeting. Tom,
Mhm.
Jake, and Anna, um,
mm.
work out a few sort of little recording things because Jake's got loads of equipment, like
Does he?
absolutely loads. So
Yeah.
I think they could go over, see if they can record a couple of guitars.
Yeah.
But I do think, like we
Do
talked
it.
about recordings before,
Do it.
just need
Yeah.
to get the little practice kit,
Mm,
get the bass of it, like play all together, get the bass of it and the tempo and everything. Record the rest of the guitars, get those sounding nice, then me coming straight after with an actual drum kit
Mm.
cool.
and play exactly what I need to.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great. I mean, like even just getting some music out there that people can listen to it's a big step up, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah, and
think
I mean, like, I've been saying for like the last year, I'm desperate to hear a track. I mean, I've heard you live, but like, I'm desperate to hear a track, man.
yeah, it's definitely coming. There's
Yeah,
it's just finding the time and
yeah,
getting it all done.
Brutal, especially if you're doing it yourself. I mean, you save the money, but then the amount of time it's going to take to put it together. But I know you guys are hardworking guys, and we're really everyone I speak to about your band is so excited to hear some
Yeah,
music.
no, it's great. That's good feedback. I like
Yeah, man,
that.
we're wicked. We're so excited. Yeah.
I've got
So
a.
yeah.
I was going to say if you think it's a good time beating about the playlist because I think talking
Oh
about other
yeah.
bands as well.
I nearly forgot. Yeah.
We have a playlist, Ben, where
Yeah.
everyone that comes on can add 2 songs. Normally, we say it's one that you've released and one like another band you like. But we had Harry on last week who hasn't got anything out, so he just chose a big band that he likes and like an independent band he wants to shout out. Those 2 songs will go on the playlist for the Shout Out Podcast playlist. So
Beautiful.
here's your time to pick 2 songs, anything you want.
2 songs. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm gonna have to go for a Led Zeppelin song.
Okay.
Obviously,
Nice.
it's the start of how I learned how to play drums. Was just
Is
listening
it?
to John Bonham and just playing
Wicked.
around and doing stuff like that.
Wicked.
I'd probably say "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You" is gonna be my Led
Nice.
Zeppelin shout out. Fantastic
Yeah.
track.
I think
Like the remastered version.
Yeah, remastered.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Let's get it in.
Still a great song no matter what.
Right, that's our 20th song on the playlist now as well,
Wait!
which is good.
How do we have an odd
got-
number?
We don't.
We had
That's
two every.
Black Carrot added his own song after as well.
Oh, of course, yeah, he's
Yeah,
fine.
so-
We would allow it. He's cool. You only get 2, Ben. Don't get excited.
Only 2. Only 2. Nah, I don't know what my little hidden gem would be.
You got a nice little hidden gem, something a little bit unpolished, something that you've dug up in the garden that you just
Dug up in
can't
the
wait to show
garden.
everyone.
Do you know what? All the songs that I actually really, really liked have somewhat ended up getting a bit more of a traction.
That's fine.
A good ear for music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
clearly.
well, I'm just gonna double check this one song, just to see
how
how it
much
went.
they've blown up since you discovered them.
Yeah,
Arctic Monkeys.
the song that I actually had in mind has actually got 73 million plays. So
You can add it if
Put
you
it in.
want.
Put it in.
We can just put it in.
put it in. It's Daylily by Movements.
Daylily by Movements. I don't know it. Describe it in 3 words for those who don't know how the song goes.
Hot wife-ish. No, internish.
Sounds like intern.
She coffeed you.
No, it's
like
yeah, grungy,
Yeah.
heartfelt, catchy.
If it was a combination of pizza toppings,
Oh,
would it
pizza
be?
toppings. Pizza toppings.
yeah.
Ooh.
Talk my language.
It's got to be straight up pepperoni.
Would it?
Yeah.
Nice. See, I love
it's-
just straight up pepperoni, like good quality
Yeah.
pepperoni on a nice
Perfect.
pizza. You do not need anything else.
Decent cheese on it as well.
Thin
Decent
crust
cheese.
or thick crust or
Oh, it's got to be stuffed in it.
Oh, it's
crust.
stuffed. So there's a little
Stuffed.
bit more interesting stuff going on in there. It's quite full on.
No, I've oversold it. Go back.
stuffed crust.
It's too late. You can't take one off. You can't
It's the-
take it off the
it's the
playlist now that
thinnest-
it's on there.
It's the thinnest crust. It's got olives on it.
No, they're on the playlist. Thank you,
Mate, this has been sick. Thanks you. What was the song called again? Sorry, I've forgotten already.
Movements. It's
Movements.
it's the band is Movements. The song's called Daylily.
Daylily by Movements. Mate, thanks for this. This has been a great little chat, man. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, man. Honestly, we'd love to have you back on again once you got your single out, and let us know how the gig goes as well. We'll be shouting that out closer to the time, I believe.
Yes.
Or actually, this might coincide really well with the release with the gig on the 15th. I'm not sure. Either way, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Shout Out Podcast with our special guest, Ben Sharpley from the band Interns, formerly called Hot Wife. This has been a great chat. We've learned a lot about him and his drumming and his band. Thank you so much, guys. Hit the bells to get notified when we release the next one. We've got loads of clips and stuff coming out, so please tune in for all of that. Thank you so much. I've been Danny B. That's Dan Wood. Good night.
Thank you.